Hi everyone, welcome to Knots and Garland. So today we're gonna make a garland and we'll get some thread. So this is how I measure. So this is like 3 hands, and then I would just cut it, thread the needle through it, and we're gonna make like a pendant first. So tie a knot using both the threads. I'm taking like a red rose here, cutting the stalk off and putting it upside down. So that will be like the pendant. Make sure the needle goes through the middle of the stalk. And you know me, so I love leaves and the contrast that it gives. So basically just the similar star fold pattern that we do. And getting both the sides of the leaf together and putting it in the 4 directions. And so this is what I'm doing here. And it's important to have leaves of a similar size, just so that you have everything which is very symmetrical. You know, if you don't have similar sizes, you can always add 2 of them together and it would look great. Make sure you have everything up in the needle first together and then take everything down, because if you take one by one, it'll break. Next up, I'm taking white roses, and this is the starfold petal that we had done, and basically the same thing, and we're just going to add them in the 4 directions. And so the way I was thinking about this garland was that I wanted to do a very small pendant. So I'm going to do this at least 3 times. And I wanted to also use a smaller petal, so I started doing them as double, as you can see. And now I'm gonna add the leaves again and just have a pretty small pendant, which is very pretty, I think. I like smaller pendants. So next up, we're just going to take a small stalk and put it through there so that the pendant stays in place, and then split it. And now we're going to start with white again. And so what I've shown you this time is I'm trying to do one time the white petal, like the starfold. And sometimes when the petal is a bit soft, I try to add a square pattern. Basically, that's the fold that I do, that you're seeing here right now. And all it does, it secures that petal in place. So again, doing the star fold in the 4 directions. And when you make the square pattern, it will just be a very similar thing, like how you make the star fold, the first, the second, but then also on the other sides, you're folding them both in together. And I think this makes it also very easier for you to count how many times you have done the petal, and everything stays in place very securely. So I think I did this 10 times on both sides, and it looks very thick as well. Next up, I just added the leaves here. And so what I'm trying to do here is create a small border with red petals next. So I'm going to start with some leaves, and then I will take the red starfold method, how we've been doing. And I decided to do this twice, just so that it's a bit thick to see the border. The combination of red and white is like my favorite combination. I really like it. And ending it again with leaves. I did the same thing on the other side. I like doing both the sides together just so that, you know, we can see how it comes along, and sometimes if I underestimate the roses I have, I'm able to do something similar on both the sides. So I think it's great to like go on doing both the sides together. And so now I'm going to do the white again very similarly, and I think I did this again 10 times. And also on the other side. I'm generally asked how long this takes because this is sped up, but I think what garland usually takes you like 2 hours or 3 hours depending on how the flowers are. But yes. And so now what I want to do is a snake petal, and this is very interesting. So I've taken orange flowers. I loved the contrast that the end of the petal has. You see the yellow over there and then the orange. So basically fold it that way, and you have to go in a circle. So I'm cutting off the end because I want them a bit smaller, but you know, depending on the size that you would like, you can or you cannot cut off, it's up to you. Sometimes I see people fold the end also inside, and that's great as well. So I think in one circle there'll be around 7 or 8, and I just really like the way this fold goes. And so I decided to do this twice. And next I decided to do the simple star fold method that we have. But then because the snake petal that I did was smaller, I am trying to just fold it in first and then do the star petal so that you're able to get the size that you want. Especially because this red flowers, this bunch was very big. The petals were a bit bigger. But yeah, all the 4 directions, and you can use it. And then I decided to do the orange one again on top and make it like a sandwich kind of thing. Yeah, so this petal, it's not really difficult. You just have to, once you practice, it becomes really easy to do it. But just taking both the ends and putting them inside towards the center. So facing the petal downwards and then taking both the sides in. It's actually really a fun petal to do. And so I do exactly the same thing on the other side. So I got some orange flowers and I do exactly the same thing. It's a very fun design to do, and I love this orange flowers for that because of the yellow tinge that it has. It gives such a unique dimension to the garland. And then again here, the red star fold. I had smaller petals this side, so I did not need to fold them inside. And so next up, I decide again to do the white petals. And this is again 10 times, so I was doing the reverse of what I just did. And so after this white, I would do like that red border that we had done before. And then end with some white, and that would be the end of the garland. Perfect, and now we'll just do some white again on both the sides and end with a red rose, just so that everything stays securely. And that is done. So that is the full garland that we have. Please do let me know how you liked this process, what you'd like me to add in the videos, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comments below what you think and what I should add. Thank you.